everybody. So it's Mr. Saleh Zway again. We're solving the paper 2020 for the IP test year 6. So for question 1 here in section A, we have what's the value of 9? So when we're asked such a question, we should separate each of the numbers from the original number. So what's the value of 4 here? It's basically 4. What's the value of 6 here? It's in the tens, that means it is 60. And what's the value of 9? It's in the hundreds, that means it's 900. And the value of 8 here is in the thousands, so it's going to be 8,000. So what's the value of 9 here? It's 900. Good. So now moving on to the next question, which of these shapes is a cylinder? So we already specified this question in the previous paper. So a cylinder is basically two circles and they're connected. That's a cylinder. This is a cuboid, this is a cube, and this is called a sphere. All right, moving on. So what's the percentage? So whenever we're asked to find a percentage of shapes or squares like this one, first of all, we're asked here to find the shaded ones. So the shaded here, we have to count them. Well, we have 10 squares from here, and we have also 10 squares from here. So that means this is 10 by 10, or basically here we have 100 squares in total. So now how many shaded ones? It's here 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 61, 62, 63, 64, and 65. That means it's basically 65 over the total number of squares we have. So the total number of squares we have is 100. That means it's basically 65 over 100. Now this is a fraction, all right? Now I don't care about the fraction here. What I want is a percentage, and it's a 65%. Okay, here you go. This is a fraction, which I don't want. This is a percentage. Now what about the 35%? 35% is the percentage for the remaining squares, the one that are not shaded. Okay, this is the fraction for them because they are 35, and here's the percentage. All right, moving on. Question 4. This is a rectangle. We want to find the parameter, and be aware that here it's in centimeters. All right, that means the answer must be in centimeters. So in the side here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means we have 5 on this side. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we have 6 at the bottom. Okay. So now if I've been asked about the area, that means it is 5 times 6, which is 30. Now if I've been asked about the parameter means that the outside outline of this shape. So this is 5 from here, and 5 from here, and also 6 from there. So 6 plus 6, that's 12. 5 plus 5, that's 10. 10 plus 12 is 22. That's our answer. All right, here, what's the nearest thousand? Okay, so we have here ones, tens. So let me write the number clear and bigger right here, 53,749. So when I said nearest thousand, it means I'm looking at the thousand right here, okay? So, and I take a look at the number right before it. It's a 7. So the 7 is more than 5. So that means I add plus 1 here, which means that it becomes 54. Now what about the others here? I put zeros in their place. So 1, 2, 3, because I have three numbers here, I put 3 zeros. So here's the answer. Now for a question like this one, like here, Aisha uses the rule subtract 1, okay, subtract 1, and then double the number, means times 2. Okay, what's the missing number? So that means for us to find the missing number, we have to subtract 1 first. That is, subtract 1 from this becomes 9, and then we have to multiply it by 2, so it's times 2, which is 18. So the missing number is 18. Now here's your homework. Find the missing number here. So you have to subtract 1 and then times 2. Okay, calculate. So here, whenever we have subtraction or addition, put the point on the point. So first of all, I have to put the point here and the point here and my addition. What's the number here? It's 455, and here it's 2 71. Now you just add 5 plus 1, that's 6, here 12, 1 up, and then here 5, and then 7. So it's 7.26, or this answer. Okay. Here we have a line, okay, which is 87 millimeters. I have to change it into centimeters. I will write this one for you so you like know how to do it in next questions. So first of all, I start with millimeters, then I go to meters, then I go to, first of all, centimeters right here. Then I go to meters, then I go to kilometers. Now also, I have to know the difference in between. So I have 10, I have 100, and I have 1000. All right. So now if I want to change from millimeters to centimeters, so millimeters to centimeters, that means the difference is 10. Now the case here is multiplying or dividing. So from small to big, that means you are going from small to big, that means you're dividing. If you're going from big to small, from centimeters to millimeters, you are multiplying. So now from 87 millimeters to centimeters, that's millimeters to centimeters, small to big, that means we're going to divide. So I'm going to divide 87 divided by 10 because that's the number in between. Okay, divide it by 10. Or move the step, or here's another thing. Whenever you divide a number, okay, like 10, 100, 1000, you just go exactly one step. So this is 10, right? That means I go just one step right here. So it's going to be 8.7. There you go. Okay. Now, what's the mean? Whenever you're asked about the mean, you just add all of these numbers, plus, 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 and then you divide by the numbers that you have. So how many numbers do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, let's actually do this one. So 6 plus 4, that's 10, 15, and then you have 26. 26 plus 4, that's 30. So 30 divided by 5 equals 6. That means the mean is 6. Now, for example, they could also ask about not the mean, the range. Okay, if they ask about the range, basically take the largest number, or the largest number you have here is 11, and subtract it from the smallest number, which is 4. But mister, I have two 4s. It's fine. It's fine. It's the smallest number anyway. So minus 4, which is going to be 7. And that's why they trick you here and put even the answer 7, because they think that you will confuse between mean and range. And obviously you are not, because you know mean, add everything and divide. Range is subtracting largest and smallest. Okay, which means that 7 here is wrong. Okay, now for the shapes. Okay, so now if you have a shape with 3 sides, that's a triangle. If you have a shape with 4 sides, we call that a quadrilateral. Okay, if you have a shape with 5 sides, we call that a pentagon, or like that, penta. All right, pentagon. If you have a shape with 6 sides, like this one, we call it hexa. And if you have a shape with 7 sides, that's heptagon. And if you have shape with 8 sides, we call it octagon. So triangle, you could call this square or rectangle or like parallelogram or kite, but in general, any shape with 4 sides, we call it quadrilateral. Shape with 5, we call it penta. Shape with 6, we call it hexa. Shape with 7, we call it hepta. Here, hepta. Pentagon is 5. Hexagon is 6, and octagon is 8. So let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. That means this one is an octagon. And remember this word, irregular. Irregular means it's messy, like this one. If it's regular, that means it must be like this. But if it's irregular, for example, this is a hexagon, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if it's irregular, that means it will be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's irregular. Both of them has 6. Both of them are hexagon. But this is a regular hexagon. This one is irregular hexagon. All right. Moving on to question 11. Which of these is a prime number? So prime numbers usually have a trick. When you add them, okay, together, they give you another prime number. So 2 plus 7, that's 9. That means that's not a prime number. Sorry, I don't have to do this. So that's not a prime number. 5 plus 7, which is 12, that's not also a prime number. Okay, you could also do 8 plus 7 here, which is 15. That's in timetable 3. That means that's not a prime number. 67, which is 6 plus 7, which is 13. And 13 is actually a prime number. That means this is a prime number. First of all, you have to know the prime numbers. Prime numbers are the numbers that are only in their timetable or in like in timetable of 1 or their own timetable. So it's 2, 3, 4 is not because that's in timetable 2, 5, 7, 9 is not because 8 and 8 is in timetable 2 and 4, 9 is in timetable 3, 10 is not, so 11, 13, 17, and so on. So what are the common multiples of 3 and 7? Okay, here's the thing. That means that both of these numbers, they will be both in timetable 3 and in timetable 7. All right, now here, actually this one I think is the correct answer because, well, 18, it's 3 times 6, but 7 times what gives us 18? Nothing. That means this is not the answer. 21, well, that's 3 times 7 or 7 times 3. Good. But what about 35? 35 is 7 times 5, but 35 is not in times table 3. That means it is not. 35 is the same thing. It's wrong because it's not in timetable 3. And here 21 actually is the correct answer, or this option here, because 21 is 3 times 7 or 7 times 3, while also the same thing here for 42. 42 is 7 times 6 or 3 times maybe 14, right? Yeah, 3 times 14. Okay. Here, if you want to find the percentage, as I told you, just multiply the number, then take the point 2 steps to the right, to the left. So it's 35 times 120, okay? Then the result of the number, you just take it 2 steps. So for this case, I just want to practice with you guys how we multiply 2-digit number by 3-digit number. So 35 over 120, and we just straight up multiply. Okay, so 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10, right? And 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1, that's 6. Now we leave this open, we don't touch it, so 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1 is 3. Now that's 0, that's 2 here. 1 up, 1 plus 3 is 4. That's 42. And then we have to move 2 steps to the left. Okay, so that means that's 42. Here's the answer. Okay. So A and B are 2 points of a right angle triangle. Okay, which of these could be third point? Could be the third point of the right angle triangle. Okay. So guys, as you can see here, we want A and B. You should know how a right angle triangle is. It's like this, okay? This is a right angle triangle, all right? So that means just check these points, draw them right here, and check if they actually make a right angle triangle or not. So we have here 4 or 5. By the way, this is X, and this is Y. X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. So 4 and 5. That means I have to go 4 steps here, and then I go 5 steps. Well, here's my first point. That's this point. All right, what about this one? This is 4, 1, so that means 4 and 1. Here I have 1 and 4, so it's 1 and 4. And here I have 5 and 4, so it's 5 and 4. 5 and 4. Well, the only one is correct. is this one, all right? Because that actually can create a right angle triangle, as you can see. Okay, so this is the one. The other points doesn't actually create a right angle triangle. So in this question here, Omar did a survey about swimming, and the pie chart shows the results, his results. So how many people did Omar ask altogether? So he asked 18 people, and 18 is with right angle. That means this is a quarter, or 1/4 of the total people. That means this is only the quarter. If I want to know, or in another way, I could just draw it like this. Okay, that means this is 18 as well, and this is 18 as well, and this is 18 as well. That means I have four 18s, or in this case, I could just multiply 18 by 4. So let's just do it normally. 4, 8, oh god. So 4 times 8, 8 is 32, so 2 or 3 up, and 4 times 1, that's 7. That means the answer is 72. Oh, ratio. So now we have Lexi and Paul, and they have 420. So 420 must be shared between the two people, so L and P. The ratio is 4 to 3. And remember, guys, we respect the order in ratio. That means if here it's Lexi mentioned before Paul, that means it's Lexi then Paul. All right. So first thing first, guys, we add the ratio. So 1, add the ratio 4 plus 3, which is 7. That's step 1. Step 2, we divide. So take the whole number here, which is 420, and divide it by the number you added, which is 7. So 420 divided by 7, just ignore the 0. It's 42 divided by 7, which is 6. All right. And just add the 0 back, which is 60. Now you take that number here and multiply it back with the ratio that you have. So this is step 3 actually. So I take the ratio 4 to 3, and then I multiply 60 here and multiply 60 there. So 60 times 3, that's 180, and 60 times 4 is going to be 240. Now the cool thing is that if you added them up, both of them, 180 plus 240, I should get 420 back. So 0 plus 0, 8 plus 4, that's 12, 2 and 1 up, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2, 4, that's it, okay? So that's 420. So now Lexi is first and Paul is second. So they want Lexi here, right? So that means Lexi is 240, okay? That's my answer. You see here, to trick you, they added 180, and that's not the answer. That's Paul, all right? All right, good. Okay, for this one, 18. 18 here, we have a missing angle x. First of all, you could solve this in two ways. So I'm going to do here like method 1, and here I'm going to do method 2. So method 1, we all know that if we took all the angles together from here to here, we should have 360. Good? All right. So that means, first of all, I'm going to add them all and then subtract from 360. Okay, so 35 plus 90, because that's 90, plus 55, and plus 125. Here you will have a number. Subtract this number from 360, you will get this answer here. This is method 1, all right? Method 2, that if you have a straight line, okay, the angles on that straight line should add up to 180. So for example, if you have missing angle like this, all right, and this is, say for example, 120. If you want to know this one, you just subtract this from 180, and 180 from 120 will be 62. That means this is 60, and this is 120. All right, good. Now this is method 2. Well, I just thought of another method, method 3. that opposite angles are equal. That means if you have an opposite angle, this one, for example, let's say 60, that means the other one is 60. So in this case, we can solve it in all three methods. It's up to you. Okay, so we obviously pick the easiest one. We can see that if you just ignore this, okay, that 55 is opposite to x. That means this angle is 55. You can also say that, you know what, 35 plus 90, because this is a straight line, okay, 35 plus 90 minus 180, it's fine. So it's up to you in every method you can use. But the answer is 55. Here we have the value of A, B, and C, and we have this expression right here. So put the A here, which is 3, B is 6, C is 7, and don't forget to multiply, like they were close to, close to each other. So 6 times 3 minus 2 times 6 plus 7. So 6 times 3, that's 18 minus, because we do times first, then we do add and subtract. So 2 times 6 is 12 plus 7. So 18 minus 12 is 6. 6 plus 7 is 13. The answer is 13. Okay, dividing. Dividing, we can do it in 2 steps, okay? So first of all, we just take, or 3 steps. This one, we take it normally, so it's 4 and 5. We don't do anything. Change dividing into multiplying. So divide, switch it up. Now 8, here we can say that it's 8 over 1, right? Now we do something called reciprocal. I know the word is a little bit hard. It's called reciprocal. Reciprocal means if it's like that, just like flip it upside down. So it's going to be like here and here. It's going to be like 1 and 8. Okay? So for example, if you have 7 and 5, what's the reciprocal for that? It's 5 over 7. So in this case, it's 8 over 1. That means it's going to be 1 over 8. And start multiplying. So 4 times 1 is 4, and 5 times 8 is 40. Now I don't have 4 over 40, so the answer is wrong here, okay? But I can actually simplify it. So how do I simplify this dividing by 4? Since both of them are in the same timetable. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 40 divided by 4 is 10. The answer is 1 over 10. Here's the answer, okay? Okay.